Hi, everyone. This is Coach DeMarco, and I'm really looking forward to today's episode of Focus because I'm going to share with you a breakdown of a really well-designed set from the Duke University men's basketball team. It's a play that I call double stack and has a ton of options off of it. In this particular instance, they got a shot that they wanted from one of their best players, but I want to share with you the other options off of this set and why I believe it's so well designed. You can get the ball to one of your better players in the post with many different options off of it. And this doesn't have to be a traditional post player because you can actually extend it out to the mid post and really put the ball in one of your best players' hands with a chance to square up with tons of options off of it. I'm going to take you through some of the great options off of double stack and some of the ways that I think you can use this play with your team. So the first thing we're going to look at is the alignment. And the reason I call it double stack is because we're going to get these two guards coming down to the blocks, and we're going to get two players, probably post type players, but don't have to be, coming down and setting pin downs for these players to pop out to the wing. You could even have these players cross sides if you wanted to, whatever you choose to do with your team to help them get open. In this case, we're going to get a pop out to the wing, and we're going to get a catch out on the wing by this player, which is going to initiate the next action in this set. What we're going to see is this player on the block come across and set a screen for this player, who in a lot of instances is going to come right across to the block. In this case, they're actually going to flash up to the elbow area looking for a pass. The next step, as we see that player flash up high, is they're actually going to cut down into more of the mid post area. And this player is actually going to come up high to the top of the key. This is one of the things I really like in terms of design, because what's going to happen is they're actually going to take their help defender and they're going to pull them, this player right here, they're going to pull him out away from the basket. So on the catch, you're going to have this post actually get the ball in a position where he has an isolation opportunity, which is really all you can ask for from one of your better players. So he's going to catch in the mid post. And this is what I really want to point out to you, because on the catch, he actually has an opportunity to catch right away. And if you look, this help defender has come up high. He can actually catch, in my opinion, and spin baseline. If this help defender comes over into the paint, then he has his teammate right out here wide open, or we can go one more to this player for an open scoring opportunity. He doesn't do that on the catch, and that's okay. That's why we look at film as coaches. This is Duke with one of the greatest coaches in the world coaching them, and this is not a bad shot for them. They got the ball in one of their best players' hands, and he took a shot that at that time they thought was a great shot. And maybe they would want this shot every single time. But what I'm pointing out to you is that with your team, or maybe with Duke too, there are other options off of this set. And it's really well designed, in my opinion, because you're going to see some other players have a chance to score in this particular instance. So we know he doesn't take advantage of a potential opportunity to spin to the baseline. And I do think this is something they would probably look at in a film situation. He's got the player on his right hip. He catches, he can literally spin off him, as I showed you moments ago. He catches and he's going to square up. This is where I think you have some other opportunities. And I think another reason why I feel like this play is very well designed. We're going to actually see this player come in and sneakily set a screen here on this defender from North Carolina. That's going to open a skip out opportunity to this player at the top. In this instance, again, Duke doesn't take advantage of this, but it's an option that I think you could have with your team, especially if this guy catching in the post is one of your best scorers. Doesn't have to be a traditional post player. This is more of the mid post. It needs to be a scorer. I think of a Jason Tatum type player for the Boston Celtics in this role as another type of player that could be there. And I actually think of some of the players I coach in boys and girls basketball that could fit into this mold of this player catching in the post. You want to be a scorer, and I know a lot of teams are starting to use guards in the post here. If I had a great guard, I would absolutely run this set for my team. So we're going to see the screen, and we're going to see a pass out opportunity. And again, you have one more to this player if this guy catches it right here. One more. And if we get a rotation from this defender out here from North Carolina out on the perimeter, then we actually have another opportunity off of that pass for one more again, and probably a drive to the basket and a score or a three-point shot. So you can see why I really like this set, because there's so many different opportunities to score off of it. Well, here comes the screen in, and you can see this guy looks pretty wide open to me off of that. And then you see players with hands up. Great coaching by Coach K. I know this is a big guy anyways, but they got their hands up, showing their hands so this guy can see, so this player can see that they have opportunities for skip out options. He's actually going to square up, and he's going to take that shot, and he's not going to score. And look, not every time you run a play it's not going to result in a perfect possession. And I could look at my team and look at all the different opportunities that, we had to score in different possessions, but I'm just trying to show you, when you break down film, these are the things that you really need to look at. So I'm going to play this through a couple more times. I'm going to talk through it. I'm going to not stop at this time. There's the double stack, the pass, screen across, nice high cut. We're going to drop down into the post after a switch, screen, and then we're going to square up and we're going to shoot off of that. So one more time. Double stack, pass over to the wing. There's the screen. You actually, depending on this player, another option, you could screen across and just sail. And if this is a guard here that you're going to try to get the ball to, and this is your big set in that screen, and you get this switch, I would absolutely just plant myself, sail, and dump it inside. And I'm sure Duke has gotten that option in different situations, depending on who that player is. We get the high cut. Doesn't look like he really wants it there. Maybe in some situations they do. He's going to drop down to the post. Love this high cut again up to the top of the key, because it takes the help defender away and it gives this opportunity to spin to the baseline. Had he spun, it's a dunk or it's a skip for a three or one more. I took you through that already. He doesn't. He squares because he sees the help in the paint and he takes this shot. And obviously he doesn't score on this possession, but there's a ton of options off of this double stack set that I think is really simple and something you can use with your team. I took you through double stack a couple of times because I really like the set for its simplicity, the number of options it has, for an opportunity to get a scorer the ball in the post, especially when more and more teams are going to a 5-out type of offense and posting their guards. You can get them the ball in the mid post if that's what you prefer. But we saw that screen at the top with the skip out opportunity. There's opportunities for a skip and an extra pass and a score. There was the spin option to the baseline, which is something I would work with my players on. And I absolutely know they're doing that at Duke because they're so well coached. There's just so many options off of this set. I hope it's helpful. And I really hope you consider using it with your team next year. If you do, let me know how it goes. And as always, remember to get better every day.